balance. I mean, what's this?
There's plenty of balance, I think.
Now, you know, it reminds me of women going with other women. I used to work on a country farm in Wild Rose, Wisconsin, and Watoma, Wisconsin, and the
Deep
pigs,
South, Wisconsin.
The pigs would go with the doggies. It was the grossest thing.
I think that's kind of funny, actually.
This is weird.
Well, were
the male German Shepherd.
Were they both women? Were the pigs and the dogs both women going at each other?
I found out later they were.
Okay, then exactly.
You found out later?
Balance. That's the gross. It's weird.
There are women going out with women. You don't hear like it'll be different if there are like guys going out with guys. But you just hear about women running away from guys.
My friend James Brown. I don't know where he is.
Your friend?
I think he died a couple of years ago.
No, he's not the famous James Brown. He is a hillbilly black James Brown who is from, I don't know where. He was from South Carolina.
Stop all this madness.
Him and I wrote a song, I'm in love with a woman with another woman too. I need to get his permission to wherever he is to sing it. I don't know where he is.
Tough, whatever. Do you think, you know, I've heard a lot of women like men that are taller than them. Do you think, you know...
You know, Ellie DeGeneres, who's Christian Science.
Ellen DeGeneres?
She's Christian Science.
Ellie DeGeneres.
Oh.
Ellie DeGeneres. Yeah. She has got turned on to women. And you know, all they do is lick each other like you lick a lollipop.
What about scissoring?
Huh?
You know, scissoring.
Who's scissoring?
You know, scissoring, when like they rub their...
David, you gotta... David.
It's
the legs.
Oh my
God,
like that's the gross. You know, when I was in the U.S. Navy, they did weird stuff like that.
Like what? What about age gap? Do you think women are just not interested in men because
they want these old wine? I was dating a beautiful woman named Fabian. Mm-hmm. She was a member of 36 Church of Christ Scientists. She was French. She was part Italian.
No, what'd she do though?
She left me for an old man that owned a big oil well.
They're into guys that are older.
Aren't you an old man?
He was old enough to be her grandfather.
Well, how old were you?
He was old wine.
How old were you compared to her?
I was a 1957, 55 Chevy. She left me for an old 1919 car.
All right. Well, what do you think?
She left you for a car?
I mean, an old person that was in that. He means old enough to be a grandpapa.
She's from the Church of Appliantology?
I wrote no Christian Science is different than Scientology.
No, Appliantology.
Well, speaking of applying religions, what is your favorite sandwich?
Well, my favorite sandwich is I like ham and cheese. I like pastrami. I like pastrami, and I taught him how to like corned beef sandwiches.
That's true.
How would you teach someone to like something? You have to.
My mind wasn't open. My mind was closed.
You didn't want a pastrami sandwich?
Let me tell you what happened.
No, corned beef.
Oh, corned beef.
What happened is
coleslaw is great.
The Irish in my family. I'm part Irish. The Irish come from the Omegans, which are the from Star Caladan, and a lot of races like the Palladians, the Swedish, come from the Palladians, the Norwegians.
Where do Americans come from?
Well, the American Indians had the land fixed. We took it from them, but they've been here.
They've always been on Earth?
Yeah, well, they've come when they landed in Europe, and it's a known fact. And what I'm telling you is classified, as they say in the Navy. What I'm saying is a breach of secrecy.
Well, no, you don't tell us then. You get arrested.
Oh, no, I won't get arrested.
Yeah, you're telling us to freedom of speech. Yeah, you'll get killed.
Yeah. No, I won't.
I don't want to get in danger. Let's talk about what the hell else can we talk about? What do you think? I remember in the car you were talking about how you don't like today's comedy uses 4-letter words a lot to get the point across. What do you think of cursing in general?
Well, I feel it's not appropriate. I grew up in old school, like your mother, back in the 50s.
And my mother.
And your mother.
That's right.
And your mother.
Yeah.
I'm an oldie but goodie. I grew up in the 50s. I was born in 55, April the 19th. And we had Red Skelton. We had Ritz. We had I Love Lucy. We had even.
We still have I Love Lucy. It's rerun all the time.
Well, they never rerun Red Skelton.
What's that?
Red Skelton he was a famous comedian. Who's may God bless. He had a goofy voice like Goofy. He was really weird. I liked him. But Red Skelton was black and white TV originally, and he got the comedy across without using 4-letter words.
What are 4-letter words?
You know, something we can't say on TV.
Okay.
And
But
also
they can say it on TV now.
But well, back in the day, you couldn't, or your program got canned.
Okay.
You couldn't even talk against the president. I remember with the Smothers Brothers, they were a very liberal program in the 60s. And they got liberal and spoke against President Kennedy. And I remember they were, and President Johnson, they were 86 from TV altogether.
Well, I think it's a great thing that you can say whatever you can say, more that you can say back.
We're supposed to have freedom of speech.
I know, exactly. That's why we should
There
be
was,
allowed to
all I
curse.
can say, there was a person that worked at the Pentagon who was a member of my same Christian Science church. I'm not going to mention her name, but she spoke.
Colonel Janet Horton?
Well,
Is that who you're talking about?
well,
Is that who you mean?
Well,
Colonel Janet Horton?
yeah. Well, she's a wonderful lady. She's very patriotic, and she's done a lot of good work for the Christian Science
Yeah.
church. And I tapped down my head for her.
Well, what do you think of me? Because I know. What do you think of me as a person?
Well, you remind me of Ralph Malph from Happy Days. And you have a great personality. You got a little bit of Jerry Lewis in you. You got some
Well,
good
people have
Jewish
said
in
I got
you.
some Jerry Lewis. You
A
know?
little bit of Jerry Lewis in you. It's great.
I'm not.
I like when Jerry Lewis just
What do you think of Jerry Lewis, Adam?
He's a funny comedian,
He's funny.
popular in France.
Yeah, he's
Blind
really
to Fabian.
popular in France. Who knows? What's popular
I
there?
love the telethon.
The what?
He does the MS telethon.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. What do you think of the MS Telethon?
I think it's great.
I don't watch TV anymore.
You're Jewish. You should watch and support him.
I
Yeah.
don't watch television.
Shalom. You should
Yeah, shalom.
I celebrated Passover. I think I've done my part.
No, you
I did
need-
my bar mitzvah. I don't care. I'm not kosher. I mean, look, I'm just not religious.
You Jewish people are the most
Oh, you
talented
people.
You're wonderful. I love you.
I know you love me.
Because you know the Jewish race came from the black race. I love you, and you gave us the Bible. My
No, we
favorite
didn't.
book.
We didn't make the Bible.
Yes, you did.
That was Christians.
No, Jesus was a Jew.
Okay, but
yes,
he
he
didn't-
was. You
Jesus
don't know
didn't make the
history.
Bible.
Yes, he did. He helped write the New Testament, and we owe.
Well, we live by the Old Testament.
But the Old Testament, we are honored that you all given us so much.
I know.
I love Jewish people.
The
My
wires-
best friend, Eric Siegel, ex-Navy friend of mine, is Jewish. And they are just wonderful people. They're the best comedy people, the best, they contribute so much to TV. I love
I
Jewish
know they
people.
can control live TV. Well, I mean, honestly,
In fact, I'll tell you what a Jewish woman did.
Why do you think there's so much
There was a wonderful Jewish
prejudice
woman.
against Jews. What's the?
I feel it's blacks face racism too, but we have to like you said in the car, can't we all get along?
I know, but why can't we get along?
I don't understand. We all need
A lot
to
of
have
stuff happened
tolerance
at
and
that car
love
ride.
for one another. You know,
Doug wasn't there in the car.
I'm going to tell you something which is really sad. The Europeans and Italians weren't even respected by the first whites that came here.
Well, I love Italian food.
I love Italian people, but Italians
And Italian horror movies are
Italians
disgusting.
have faced racism like blacks have, like everybody that's.
Yeah, I think you got to
from
break that
Irish.
table.
But I mean, I heard my grandmother Schroeder tell me I'm part German, and I have Irish relatives that told me that they came over in the. Let me speak.
All right, fine. I'll let you finish, but you got to finish this quickly. We only got half
my
hour
cousin
here.
Phyllis McKinnon, on my Irish side, and the McGee's in my family, they came over, the Potato family, said they weren't accepted. They were police officers, and they were not accepted and respected by the other whites. They weren't even allowed in different clubs, social clubs. Italians went through the same persecution, and they were white just like the English. And it's wrong.
I
feel racism is wrong.
We
I love all
know it's
races
wrong.
of people. My German
You should
relatives.
only hate people that are assholes.
My German relatives that were Quakers and Lutherans before my family became Christian Scientists helped free blacks through the Underground Railroad. There would have never been a Harriet Tubman or a Frederick Douglass if it wasn't for the Lutheran and Quaker
Please
church.
stop beating the
and what I
table.
can't understand is why blacks run to the Baptist church. The Baptist church had blacks as slaves.
David, you're
the blacks.
you're getting...
I don't understand.
Testify, David.
As my grandmother Schroeder would say, I'm through.